Alright, hello everyone. Welcome to the Lucid9 Inciting Instant Stream, Part 1, with me, Phantom Zwei. It has been a while, so thank you guys for being patient with me, as always. We are going to just kind of hop into things without further ado. So, please do feel free to join in the chat, talk about the game. I will be addressing people who talk. This is going to be a casual sort of Let's Play stream. This is going to be my my go-to visual novel to stream for a while, so we'll see how it goes. Hey there, Walter, how are you? We are beginning right from the start. I step back and examine my masterpiece. Perfect. My favorite color. I have played about the first 15 minutes of the game, but it was quite a while ago, so I actually don't remember anything about it. But yeah, the first 15 minutes I have played. So. I've always loved red. It's different, brilliant, vibrant, unusual. A happy anomaly, just like me. Red isn't much for nature. It really only shows up in autumn. And even then, it's a dreary rust or a nauseating cherry. And we just can't have that. Not when it deserves so much more. A whispering breeze filters through my thoughts, brushing against my skin with icy fingers. I allow myself a moment to pause, to relish, to admire, to welcome the fresh scent of freedom. This is what I live for. When I open my eyes, I spot a frail leaf dancing upon the backbone of the passing wind, afflicting the world with its appalling shade of asparagus. I pluck it from its branch, with the edges of my stained fingernails. Disgusting. How anyone could enjoy this color eludes me. I'm the first, and I found my banner comes out the 29th of this week. Yeah, I saw the news for that, Walter. I will be doing some rolls for it, and that'll be on my channel. So if you want to see my gotcha misery, you will be able to see that on my channel later this week as well. Good luck in your own rolls. A soft groan redirects my attention to my waiting masterpiece. It's lovely, really, spread across the ground, face contorted with fear, twitching, cold fingers clutching at empty air. Hey there, GLHF. How you doing today? Welcome to the stream. Not my best work, unfortunately. The canvas, canvas died much quicker than I had originally expected, even when I tried to carve a bit slower. Well, this is a little bit foreboding. Well, no matter. Today it shall be a palette for my paint. I make quick work of my new palette's chest, ignoring the twitching of post-mortem reflexes from its mutilated kneecaps. The sweet color of red, true crimson, pure scarlet, slinks down its pallid abdomen, licking at the blossoming turf below. Yeah, this is the very beginning, GLHF. This is like a horror game. Yeah, I get the feeling it's gonna be sort of a horror/mystery, but I actually don't really know much about it. Like I said, I played the first 15 minutes, so I do know it kind of gets into some slice-of-life stuff in a few minutes, but the overall thing, I think, is a mystery. I dip my finger into the settling pool of blood. It's warm, sticky, like syrup, or settling gelatin. The sweet scent wafts to my nostrils. Ah, it smells of iron, of rust, of all things sharp and beautiful. Now, a new canvas. I check my surroundings, evaluating the surfaces and textures and sizes and shapes of every object in sight. None are quite so satisfactory as human skin with its elasticity, its porous absorption. It's an innately warm tint, but a substitute is required, so a substitute I must find. Presently, I realize that I'm still holding that eyesore of a leaf in my hand. So this is some sort of crazy artist, maybe? A lot of sort of artistic imagery they're using here. Mix of horror and slice of life. Okay. Good to know, GLHF. Thanks. Well, I suppose it will have to do. In one bold, fluid stroke, I wipe my paint across the leaf, the very essence of Van Gogh himself. Ah yes, dear Vincent. The man cut off his own ear to send a message when words just didn't suffice. I always admired his style. I take a moment to appreciate the leaf's newfound radiance before searching for a proper display. Something like this deserves to be exhibited. I hang my canvas back on its branch. That's better. If only there was more of this color in the world. The unexpected interlude of my phone drives me out of my thoughts. The irritating thing just loves to ruin the climax. Is that classical music on the phone? Yes. Is it done? You're always in such a rush. Well. Yes, it's done. I was having a moment. There's more where that came from. You interrupted me. You're the one who wanted to know when it was finished. A thrill leaps through my veins as my lips pull into a tenuous smile. Well, is it? Same time, same place as usual. You know the drill. I nearly clap my hands, but master myself for one final word. Sounds it? Oh, the classical music? Yeah. Understood. I'm just trying to take note of these things, because if it is, if there is sort of a mystery element, I'm like, okay, I should probably be paying close attention to this scene, since clearly a murder has just happened, so, I cut the transmission and eagerly withdraw a small bottle from within my jacket. Only one pill left, but no matter. I'll be getting more soon enough. I pop the final capsule into my mouth, puncturing its skin with my teeth and rolling the bitter gel over my tongue. Now this is life. Never trust a phone that has classical music, yes. All psychos and crazies, clearly. As a wave of euphoria sweeps through me, I turn from my handiwork, strolling out of the meadow. Today's fun is over, but tomorrow will hold just as many pleasures. Interesting. Okay, so we've got our UI over here. Skip, load, save, auto, preferences, and main menu. Is there any preferences I should touch? Oops, did not mean to click that. Yama Ishimoto. Okay, so we are Yama. We get full screen, skip all or scene messages, characters, zoom. Okay, we'll keep that on. I guess it's an effect thing. Transitions on, yeah, okay. Huh? I sluggishly pull my head upward, fixing my eyes on the woman at the front of the classroom. Are you even listening? I hide an instinctive smirk. Technically, no. I've always found napping more appealing than relearning history that's been drilled into me since age 6. Not that I can actually say that. In all honesty, this teacher doesn't deserve that kind of callous response. Yes, ma'am. Perfect. Summarize the whole section we've been reviewing. I glance at the touchscreen board mounted behind the teacher, quickly skimming over the graphics and typography, hovering on its surface. History of Isamu, our glorious metropolis, beginning 2000 AD. Easy. Life was really boring for a while. We weren't in debt, weren't at war, and were basically doing nothing interesting. The teacher's lips purse into a thin line as the classroom erupts into snickers. I feel the slightest tinge of regret and rein in my sarcasm. And then in 2007, America entered a debt crisis that caused a worldwide financial crash. Japan was one of the countries most affected by this. Well, second to China. And why might that be? Because we were dumb about who we partnered with. Whoops. There might have been dead bodies in it, but who is the murderer? Who can say? We haven't even met the characters yet. You just missed the classic music killer! Dun dun dun! Oh, hey Chris Baker. Sorry, I didn't see you up there. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, you just missed the first scene of the game, Chris. It was a, wow. I don't know if you guys can hear that playing outside, but it is super loud. Anyway, there was some kind of murder that happened, and it seemed like there was a lot of artistic imagery and kind of the way they described things, talking about a canvas and such as that, so We're just kind of taking note of that scene and what it might mean for the overall story. Now that was a plane. Usually they don't fly quite that close, so it was unusual. She taps her fingers impatiently on her desk, her eyes narrowing into slits. Well, she asked me to summarize the chapter. She didn't ask me how. Anyway, our glorious government didn't handle the situation so hot, so we've had a lovely depression with all-time highs of unemployment and crime. Good effort, gold star. Man, this guy is snarky. The teacher waves her hands as the class roars with laughter. Right, that's enough. I'll be needing to talk with you after class about your attitude, young man. In other news, grass is green. Elizabeth, perhaps you can salvage this explanation. She gestures a few seats to my right, where my lavender-haired classmate sits. Anime! Her spine as straight as a ruler. I feel a curdle of distaste in the pit of my stomach as I lounge against my chair. The most evil music is classical music if a phone is found in a dark forest. This is just fact. Of course. Elizabeth Oshiro, class valedictorian, school poster child, and the area's golden girl. Okay, so she is probably the class rep type character, if I had to guess. Find out. Nap time. I settle my head in my arms as Elizabeth leaps to her feet, smiling warmly. Certainly. Excuse me, this is Elizabeth. Certainly. During this time, Japan fell into chaos. Public demonstrations, often violent, occurred almost every day. Furthermore, political scandals regarding the national government kept spreading. The teacher relaxes at Elizabeth's textbook recitation. She even shoots a quick glare in my direction as if to say, "See? Why can't you be like Elizabeth?" You suspect the teacher, Ku? The art teacher, dun dun dun! Eventually, local political powers became more effective than the centralized administration. Hence why Isamu operates as smoothly as it does. I'm gonna pack that up. Okay, so this is a slightly different... The world's in a slightly different situation here. Yes, thanks to the mayor's efforts. Perfectly done, Elizabeth. Elizabeth smiles primly and settles back into her seat, fixing her eyes on me with challenging disapproval. I only shrug my shoulders, sending her an easy smirk. Ooh, beautiful and brainy. She might be worthy enough to make my list. Oh, this has got to be the best friend, right? Like, I've played this scene before, but I don't remember the characters at all, so... I glance to my left just in time to catch another classmate. Yahiko Ikari, winking conspicuously at Elizabeth. She clearly ignores him. Well, that's Yahiko for you. I can't remember a day when he hasn't tried to flirt with some girl or another. Nor can I remember a day where he hasn't been flat-out rejected. Technically, he's my former roommate, which makes him my friend of 2 years, aka... only male friend in the game, probably. How close to a friend? Well, that's up for debate. Huh? She managed to deflect my charms! I wonder how. Me too. It's a mystery. The second mystery of the game, guys. Best friend. Well, one of them. Hey! Does he have actually more than one male friend? If so, then this VN is already nixing tropes. No one can resist the Yahiko Ikari. Yahiko! Yahiko clamps his mouth shut at the teacher's strident command. She leans heavily against her desk, massaging her temples with her fingers. Alright, class. Thanks to Elizabeth, we've seen where we come from. I'm sure you're all wondering what the point of this history recap was. Exposition! Not really, no. We must study the past to understand the future. As such, it's imperative that the next topic be taken seriously. So, where do you all see yourselves 10 years from now? I'm barely able to stifle a snort. It's only, the second day of school? Sure, this is a third-year class. We're preparing for the college entrance exam. Man, getting tongue-tied. Does that mean that we have to know exactly what we want to do for the rest of our lives? The teacher pointedly looks at me, a hard glint in her eye. Yama Ishimoto? perhaps you'd like to get us started. I'm tempted to say no thank you, but that'd be pretty rude. I'll manage my parents' restaurant, I guess. The teacher's lips tighten ever so slightly. I know what she's thinking. No passion, no ambition. He'll be a failure, this one. It'll pay the bills. What more can I ask for? Really, dude? Out of anything you could have picked, you picked a restaurant manager? There's one or two other male friends. Okay, good to know. Suspect the main character and the friend. Sorry, in some games I suspect everyone is the murderer. Everyone is a suspect until proven innocent. Well, what would you suggest? Add a bunch more, dude. Like women and cars. And he criticizes me for lack of imagination. Come on, it's 10 years. Anything can happen. The teacher shoots him a disapproving glare as his voice raises dramatically in volume. Ah, Yahiko, thank you for volunteering. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Yahiko beams, and I feel a sudden sense of dread. Here goes his dream, the one that I've heard no less than 200 times before. Well, Teach, I see myself with a Ferrari F500 under one arm, a Lamborghini I don't know anything about cars, Aventador 704 in the other, and a lot of beautiful women in between, fighting for the honorable privilege of bearing my children. Alright, way to go, dude. The class stares at him. Ah, heck, let's have some fun. I whisper to him. What about the mansion? Right! Take it all and put it in front of a 20,000 square foot mansion, attended to by a staff of 1,000 maids. And where is it located? Oh, it's in the Caribbean, on an island, a man-made island specifically constructed just for me, with my name laser engraved in the hills so that every plane that flies by sees that it belongs to. That's quite enough, Yahiko. Thank you for your input. Clearly, she doesn't believe in his dream. Actually, I don't think anyone except Yahiko believes in his dream. Then again, Yahiko has enough belief to make up for everyone else. Now, Umeko, what about you? Or Umiko. As the rest of our classmates drone on about joining some kind of mega corporation like Limine Scate? Or Way Forward Pharmaceuticals, I lean closer to Yahiko. You forgot some things. I did? The yacht! The walk-in closet just for designer shoes. The private jet. A second mansion in Tahiti. Oh crap, I did! Hey! Hey, Teach! Fortunately for the teacher, the school bell rings before he can grab her attention. That's like almost every man's dream. Yeah, but most have the self-awareness to maybe reel it in a little bit. My classmates immediately shove their belongings into their bags and bolt for the door. Meanwhile, Yahiko heads straight for the teacher's desk, eyes lit with excitement as he jabbers on about his yacht, and his designer shoes and private jet and second mansion in Tahiti. A restaurant manager, huh? And then there's Elizabeth, slipping into Yahiko's now vacant seat. She shifts her backpack's weight on the desk and raises a patronizing eyebrow at me. Well, sorry for being realistic, Miss CEO of a megacorporation. Sorry that I actually have ambition, Mr. Manager of a family restaurant. What, should I have talked about having a mansion and cars and maids on my own personal island? You didn't even shoot for a restaurant not owned by your parents. And they'll kick the bucket one day. I might as well be the one who takes over. Wow. Have some respect, would you? I snicker at that. Respect? Me? I flash her a bright, overly friendly smile. See you around, Lizzie. She fumes, but forces herself to take a deep breath until her expression stills. Unfortunately... that was a pretty nice comeback. I'll give her that much. Beth, still up for lunch? A student slides through the door with a warm smile and a wave. I recognize her as a girl who's always with Elizabeth. Don't know much else about her. In the blink of an eye, Elizabeth's face softens into a friendly grin. I'll be right there. Yep, just in case it wasn't clear enough, her hate is directed exclusively at me. She's the Queen of Angels to everyone else. Another suspect. They're not characters to you, they're just suspects, Goo. Particularly this girl, who I guess is the closest thing she has to a friend. Well, Ishimoto, it's been a pleasure. I bet it has. She lifts her chin and stiffly walks out of the room, nearly bumping into a startled Yahiko on the way out. As a train of second years, probably her groupies, pull her away, Yahiko slips in next to me. Okay, so I think this is about the point where I actually stop playing, so we're around the point where I'm blind. Why did she talk to you? Not me, the great Yahiko Ikari. Lots of suspects then. So this is a big cast of characters, huh? They're all suspects. Maybe because there's a limit to how many brain cells she's willing to sacrifice for conversation. Beats me. She's been doing that for a while. Really? We were in the same class last year. Really? I'm not surprised that he just now learned about this. Then again, to be fair, I don't talk to Yahiko much about my personal life. Yeah, something like that. It's not important. There's probably some history there, given the way that she treats him. Yahiko evaluates me for a second with an unusually stoic expression, but quickly shakes it off, his face melting into a grin. So, what'd you think about my dream earlier? This again? On second thought, maybe we should have kept talking about Elizabeth. Same as the other 200 times she told me. It hasn't been 200... Has it really? 203, to be exact. Huh. So that means you think it's amazing, right? Totally. I think it's the best dream in history, and so original, and realistic. Thanks, dude! But I don't think you're aiming high enough. Huh? What should I add? Aim for the moon. He gasps, as if it's the best idea ever. Poor soul. Forget Tahiti. A mansion on the moon? You'd be the first. And probably the last. Just think about the possibilities! No one's ever even set foot on the moon. Imagine how famous I'll be if I build a mansion there. No one's even set foot? Seriously? Either I stepped into the conversation at the wrong time, or someone just came up with a really stupid idea. Enter Rui Hayata, my friend of 10 years. Technically, she's a grade lower than me, but that doesn't stop us from hanging out. She's stuck with me through thick and thin. She probably knows me better than I know myself. You could probably be the suspect. Dramatic music. Who, me? I'm not a suspect. Guys, don't tell him. Beside her stands Masato, even, Kuragane. Hardy in both build and personality. Which ironically makes me think of Masato from Little Busters, because he was also a very large guy. Ginyaku, Ginyaku! If you have played Little Busters, then you'll get that reference. If I had to describe him in one word, I'd use fire. Easily antagonized, hard to put out, and blazes every obstacle out of his way. Afternoon, little daisies. What's going on here? I'm gonna build a vacation home on the moon. Somehow I can't say I'm surprised. Nope, how is Little Busters? I like it a lot, GLHF, but I tend to like key games, so, you know, just bear that in mind. But yeah, I definitely recommend it. I enjoyed it. I know, right? I'm brilliant! Think, the first man on the moon, and the first man to build a mansion on it. You're so bright, you're blinding me. What have you been telling him? That giant leap for him is a small step for mankind. She has to think about that. Let me try that again. She has to think about that for a moment, but I'm rewarded with a smirk. Clever. I know. Look, if you kids are done yapping, Yama and I gotta head to track. What? I didn't think Yama was joining again this year. Of course he is. This is news to me. It doesn't seem like a good idea, considering he only went to one practice last year and ditched the rest. Well, he ain't ditching this year. Ain't that right, man? Well, now that you mention it. What's that? You guys didn't even win last year, Masato. No need to make a big deal. Masato's eyes flare with the instinctual need to prove the worthiness of track. We're winning this year! I got a secret weapon! Really? Masato lights up at Rui's... I gotta figure out how I want to say her name. Rui, I guess? Rui? Rui. Rui. Got it. Apparent interest. See, we lost last year because we didn't have good names. This year, I've got a great one. He pauses for dramatic effect. Marvelous Masa! Well, at the very least, this is a pretty good opportunity to joke around. Wow, that's fantastic! And I'll call myself Speed of Light, Mountain Destroyer! I never figured out how to say her name either. Just stay consistent. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Rui. The hell? You should rename yourself to Streaking Shadow, Dark Eradicator. Then we'll be unstoppable. Ain't no way I'm going with that! Yeah, he isn't great with sarcasm. It kind of seems like Rui is the only person here who really seems to get Yama's sarcasm, but... I smirk at him, but before I can elaborate, the PA above us crackles to life. The club fair is officially open in the courtyard. Feel free to drop by and check out some of what your fellow students have planned. Alright, at just the second day. Or rather, already, at just the second day. Maybe the school's just making everything happen faster this year. I don't really see why. Isamu Imperial Boarding Academy has done well for itself, even throughout the recession. There's no need to change things now. Hey, it's club time. Let's go take a look. No thanks. I'd rather not be blacklisted. What does that mean? It means that she's afraid to go with you. You'll outshine her so much that the other clubs won't be interested in her. Oh! His secret weapon is fire. Yes. Much like his hair, I suppose. Rui glares at me. I only wink back. Well, you shouldn't worry about that, my dear Rui. I'm sure I can use my substantial sphere of influence to get you a good spot. I'm already in a club, you know. Drama club. Oh, right. She's been in the drama club since last year, and somehow he's still forgotten. Then what was Yama talking about? Nothing, just acting like an idiot, like usual. Well, you know what they say, like attracts like. Rui elbows me sharply in the ribs, but her lips are pulling at the corners. I kinda like Rui. They also say opposites attract. Yeah, and we know which one you are. She slaps me painfully in the arm as Masato and Yahiko watch with blank stares. Did I just miss something? No more than you usually do. Yahiko frowns for a moment, but eventually shrugs the exchange off. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I need to find myself a club to grace with my innumerable talents. I gotta say, the writing in this is actually sharp so far. I like that. They're innumerable, alright. So, without further ado, I bid thee farewell. He turns with a flourish of his hand, but Rui calls out to him. You know what, that will be there, right? Huh? Club Recruitment Day. All the clubs will be there, including track and drama. Oh. Well, see you there. He whisks out of the room. You're coming to man the track booth, yeah? Me? Like I'm the track's poster child. In fact, it'd probably just scare away potential recruits. Don't think like that. You can be a great asset, man. You just gotta believe. AKA, every movie theme ever. We exchange snickers, but Masato grabs my arm. Really, man? You coming? Surprised by his sudden intensity, I contemplate for a moment. It doesn't take long. Sure, why not? I actually totally expected Yama to turn him down. Really? Not like I have anything else to do. Masato grins, releasing my arm. Good. I gotta go set up, but I'm expecting you there. He dashes out of the room after a quick wave to Rui. She smiles back and promptly turns to me. Have you figured out why he wants you in track so badly? Not a clue. She hesitates for a moment and glances around the room. You know, you could join drama club instead. It could be a valid excuse for Masato. I think he'd just ask why I joined a different club when I could have joined track. But still, I think you really like it. Honestly, it sounds like it could be pretty fun. Rui seems to enjoy it. She often claims that it's like when we played make-believe as kids. And make-believe is one of the few things that I don't mind doing. But it's so much work. It's no more work than track, idiot. Besides, it could really be fun. I'll take your word for it. She rolls her eyes and shoulders her bag. Oh, fine, Mr. Grumpy Pants. Some of us have club booths to manage, so I'm gonna get going. I'll go with you. We walk in step to the door, almost into freedom, and then the strident voice of the teacher rips through the air. Ahem. Yama Ishimoto. Surely you didn't expect to escape so easily. Ah, yes. My attitude problems. I turn to Rui, suddenly pleading. Bail me out? Not a chance. What? What? It builds character. I have plenty of character. Come on, throw up a distraction. For me? I throw in a shameless dose of puppy eyes. She only pokes my forehead, sticking her tongue out. You win some, you lose some. Just be glad it's with a teacher instead of the police. She darts off as I call falteringly behind her. But at least the police wouldn't bore me to tears. What was that, young man? I turn to find the teacher hovering right beside me. Or behind me, even. Whoops. Nothing. Great weather we're having, huh? She doesn't seem amused. At what point? It's the second day of school, unless she's referring to teaching me last year. Come to think of it, yeah, that's highly possible. It's clear that detention is doing nothing for your toxic behavior. Well, yeah, because I can nap in detention. Therefore, I've taken the liberty of recommending you for a therapeutic mentorship, which will take place on campus at the discretion of our dorm manager. Requirements will be 1 hour, 5 days a week. The mentor will need to sign off on every visit. The what now? Are you scheduling brainwashing sessions for me? Excuse me? You might have other ideas, young man, but civility and respect are integral cornerstones of our modern society. If it does result in scrubbing away some of that arrogance of yours, then I say good riddance. I'm shocked by this unusually passionate outburst from her. She slows her breath, shaking as she jabs a book and envelope at me. Take this. Mr. Ryota's office. You know where it is. A tiny pinch of the tension releases. Mr. Ryota is the mentor? Maybe this won't be so bad. I give the book a once-over. The cover is somber. And 100% boring. Block letters proclaim primates of the 21st century. 100 plus correctional techniques to improve the mindset of any underdeveloped adolescent. Oh my god. Oh, I suddenly feel terrible for him. But you're right, Ku, he totally did dig his own grave. Well, gee. I'm honored. Take it. I take it. Goodbye, Yama Ishimoto. She flounces out of the classroom, clearly fed up with my shenanigans. Wordlessly, I turn and head down the corridor. Guess someone's a little touchy. Not that I can blame her. If I had a student like me, I'd hate him too. I tromp down the stairs to the first floor and stop before a door at the edge of the hallway, bearing the sign J. Ryota, dorm manager. I rap sharply on the wood 3 times. Mr. Ryota? What is it? Nuclear war? What? No. Don't feel like opening the door for anything less important. I could open the door myself. Locked it. Don't bother. This is a interesting individual. I press my ear against the door, listening keenly. There it is. Action-packed orchestral strings, just barely bleeding through the wood. Faint clanging of swords on shields. Are you in a clan war, Mr. Ryota? A moment later, the door's locks clink open. I slip inside the room, holding back a smile. The office is minimalistic in its furnishings, but fairly welcoming. Warm light encompasses the rooms, highlighting the comfortable chairs arranged around a coffee table that bears a bowl of potato chips. It looks more like the office of a therapist rather than the office of a school dorm manager. In the corner, I spot a comely mahogany desk, on top of which sits Jiro Ryota in a very dramatic position. Welcome to the Satin Room, as opposed to the Velvet Room. Have you brought an offering to appease the Dark Lord? Indeed I have. With an equally exaggerated bow, I present the book and note from my teacher. Mr. Ryota's eyebrows scrunch in confusion. The hell's this? I kinda got in trouble earlier for talking back. Instead of detention, the teacher is convinced that I need a more permanent solution. Like death? I can't help you with that. Dun dun dun! She was thinking more along the lines of counseling, I believe. Oh, okay. But what the hell's this? He shakes the book emphatically. The curriculum that the teacher recommends for, helping me. Alright. Well, I'll put it where it belongs. He promptly throws it in the trash, which extracts a laugh from me. Now, to business. Let me read up on exactly what your teacher wants. His eyes drift over the paper that I silently hand to him. Huh. Oh boy, isn't that this precious. Let me translate. Dear Mr. Ryota, I'm having troubles subduing a boy who actually has a brain and doesn't care for the inefficiencies of bureaucracy. Blah, blah, blah. He's definitely suspect. Yeah, when we were knocking on the door, I did notice the orchestral strings, which immediately, I'll admit, I was like, oh, is that a hint? But maybe jumping the gun a little bit. Sincerely, a woman who has who was certainly the most boring person in her graduating class. I choke back laughter as he crumples the paper into a ball and lobs it in the trash. By the way, don't tell anyone I said that, or I might get fired. And then you'd have to take counseling from Mrs. Hanazawa, and then where would we be? Consider the NDA signed. Mr. Ryota reclines easily against his chair, kicking one of his legs up on the table. So, how's the apartment? Still in one piece, mostly. Good to hear. And Phil? Phil? The little houseplant. The one I placed on your shelf. Your memory sucks more than mine, kid. Oh, right. I vaguely remember Mr. Ryota forming an odd attachment to a plant when I'd moved into my apartment, even to the point where he named him Phil. I think he died. That's a bit odd. I thought he was a fake plant. Nope, looked fake on the outside, I guess, but all real inside. It's Phil. Phil did it! I knew it! GLHF, I'm gonna have to ban you for spoilers. A satisfied smile pulls at Mr. Ryota's lips, and then I suddenly realize the metaphor. We're not talking about plants, are we? Your optimism is inspiring, kid. I would have thought your answer to be the contrary. What, people look real on the outside, but they're all fake inside? Something like that. We were talking about plants. How was I supposed to know? Well, you know now. So, now that you know, is your answer the same? No. Didn't even need to think about it? You should play Misao then. I'm not familiar with Misao. It's the truth. People pretend to be genuine on the outside, but inside, they're nothing. Mr. Ryota evaluates me for a moment, but to my surprise, there's no judging in his gaze. You must be a real party pleaser. I'll be here all week. What made you draw such a depressing conclusion? I can tell that his mind's on the fast track to psychoanalysis, childhood trauma, clinical depression, suicidal tendencies. Time to put that to rest, because if anything should be blamed, it's my 100% natural disdain for humanity. Power of observation, if anything. People like to be strong, confident, independent on the outside. Peel that away, and what do you get? Their heart. Then that heart must be pretty pathetic. Did I ever say otherwise? No. No, I guess he didn't. Mr. Ryote eases away from the topic and leans back on his chair, drawing a planner from his drawer. By the way, not sure if you saw my comment, but you have 20 to 30 minutes of Danganronpa if left. Yeah, I saw that, GLHF. I've been lazy recording. But I will do it, and that'll probably be the next VN video that isn't a stream like this that I do, just to knock it out. But yeah, I'm surprised that that's how little I have left. Well, if it were up to me, I'd say that you're just like any other surly teenager going through the first throes of senioritis. But paperwork's been signed, and you know how bureaucracy goes. I thought our government was supposed to be more efficient since the national changes. Ha! You assume the mayor actually does anything important. He scrawls something down on his tablet and taps the screen. My phone buzzes gently in my pocket. Your teacher recommended that we meet every day, but honestly, who has time for that? We'll just play it by ear, and you let me know if you ever get the urge to murder someone. Probably means you're due for another checkup. I check what he sent me. A copy of the spreadsheet that's taped outside his door, revealing his available times. Wow, how do you have this much free time? Life as a dorm manager is just swell, isn't it? I thought you at least had some kind of job. I'll let you in on a secret. The kids here don't cause much trouble. Not because they're angels, not because they're boring, because they're too prissy. They don't want to get their manicured nails dirty with things like graffiti or booze. But they do need someone to cry to when they stub a toe. The other teachers seem to think that I fit that job description. Actually, it's more likely that they don't want to deal with hormonal brats. So instead of being a helicopter parent, I get to be a bench warmer who just nods and smiles every few minutes. That's a pretty sweet gig. Like with me? Well, you'll be more interesting than the rest of them, I hope. Yeah, that sounds like the Academy in a nutshell. Half the people here are too snobby to be fun, and the other half are too lazy to care. What do you get to hear? Whining about grades? Toxic relationships? Sometimes, but not always. You should watch Markiplier play Nisao to see what it looks like, but only the first video of gameplay. Oh, so it's probably a horror game or something if Markiplier played it, I assume. How did this guy get hired again? That's a great question. He must, act very well. As they say, what they said a minute ago, like, they're fake on the outside, but, real on the inside. So he too is fake on the outside, perhaps. Sometimes, but not always. At any rate, I can't exactly complain. Makes my job easy. Thank you for your massive contribution to society. You're absolutely welcome. They seem equal to yours. I snort. He chuckles. Yeah, this could have been really painful if hadn't gotten Mr. Ryota. Well, as your loving, caring, and awe-inspiring mentor, I can hardly keep you from the beauty that is Club Recruitment Day. Oh no, I'm fine, really. Off you go! Take a selfie and send it to me. Or I'll schedule an appointment tomorrow. But that's... You said... You need to expand your opportunities, broaden your horizons, go where no man has gone before. But... And most importantly, you need to get out of my office so I can check my clan. That's just sad, Mr. Ryota. World domination calls. I'm gonna assume he's playing like Civ 5 or 6. See ya! Yeah, it's a horror game. Okay. And without another word, he shoved me out and slammed the door in my face. I have no choice but to head to the school courtyard. It doesn't take much time to find Masato behind the track table, armed with I Heart Track flags, and I Heart Track posters, and I Heart Track headbands. I get this very vague feeling that he loves track. He welcomes me enthusiastically, immediately piling all his admin duties on me. But true to my word, I proceed to be completely useless throughout the recruitment process. Eventually, Masato seems to give up, handing me a simple sign to wave around. I amuse myself by coming up with truly terrible pitches. Contribution to society, indeed. And I get the feeling that those things scared off any applicants. You have a solid point there, GLHF. Want a six-pack? Join track. Looking for health hacks? Join track. Get a neck? Join track. Rid your lack? Join track. Pick up the slack? Join track. For reasons unknown, Masato seems to love this. He grins and slaps me on the back. There you go. You just need to apply yourself, see? Rhyming. I'm pretty sure that those glances we're getting from the underclassmen aren't looks of admiration. Despite my obvious shortcomings, Masato hooks 4 recruits into track. Honestly, I'm pretty surprised that he got that many. A lot of the attendees of this school are the richer, lazier kids. I also know that notice that he seems to be a lot easier on them than he was on me. Too much track and I would run from him and the track club. But they're in track, so they could chase you really, really fast. 4? How? That's a great question. When the club recruitment fair is done and everything's torn down, Masato and I head to the school entrance to wait for Rui and Yahiko. For reasons unknown, Masato is enthusiastically chattering about my newfound enthusiasm. You killed it today, man! That's the kind of team spirit that we need. Great. I might have just gotten myself into more trouble. Well, I guess I was in track for most of last year. Might as well do it again this year. To him, and then I said, Cheezers on a gravy stick with a mother load. We could use a man with your skills. And so he signed the contract with the blood from his veins, thereby permanently joining the drama club. I think I need to call the police. Wow, I can't believe you're so good at recruiting people. You know, what they've said to me? What? What? Something like, get a life, you're just in denial about reality. Well, darn my socks. Youth these days are so cynical. The two come to a halt as Masato waves Rui over. Well, looks like you guys have plans. I'd better leave you and you and everyone else to have some nice time together. What are you talking about? It's more like babysitting duty, where I'm the babysitter and have to make a bunch of kids, make sure a bunch of kids won't, set the house on fire and stuff. Aw, come on, he's your best friend, isn't he? And your childhood friend? Yeah, but have you guys made childhood promises together? What? No, no way. Really? Really? Those kinds of things are more cliche than explosions in an action movie? Exactly! Suspect. Got 4, but don't forget I am a servant. Okay, I'll keep that in mind too. Is anyone not a suspect? Hey, they're a character, they're a suspect. Well, think of it this way. Although explosions may be cliche, they're also a staple. You can't have a proper action movie without a proper explosion. It's the same with life. You can't have a proper childhood friend without a proper childhood promise. I wince. Does she have to mention romance? Really? This is a visual novel. God damn it, yes you do. Oh! Look, there they are! Guess I'd better get going. Have fun storming the castle! The girl cheerily skips away as Rui sprints up to us for refuge. I try for a smirk. Looks like you and Akira had a productive recruitment day. Akira Karube, Rui's best friend, current roommate, and self-appointed matchmaker. Also another person who I don't get along with, but let's be honest, do I get along with anyone? At least he's self-aware. That's the one thing that I will give Yama here. Yes, romance is required. I quite agree, Lord the Pete. And welcome to the stream, how you doing? It's been a while. Know everyone is a suspect because you don't know who will stab you in the back, and I see it in every movie and game. Well, I can't argue that. You got along with the counselor, you know what? That's true. We're both cynical people. Okay. Akira was sure productive. I barely had any luck. I noticed that she's mastered herself surprisingly quickly. Well, I guess the 10 years of make-believe and drama club would do that to you. How'd you guys do? We got 4 new recruits. 15 liters of fresh blood. 15 liters? Did you just pull that number out of your head, or is it actually legit? Real woman? Of course it's legit. Average weight's 55 kilograms. The average teenager has a blood volume of 7%, his or her total weight. We got ourselves 4 new recruits. Rui's eyes are already swimming as he raves on, seemingly unaware of the curious glances from the freshmen, who pegged him as a rough thug. Assuming no one's anemic, we've got 55 times 4 total in kilograms, which is 220. Multiply that by 0.07 for the weight to blood volume ratio. Bam! 15.4. Rounded down to 15 for a nice round number, and we got ourselves 15 liters of fresh blood. And this is why Masato's really good at catching people off guard. I can't believe you actually calculated that. Yeah, that was quite the aside. Why? It ain't no trouble. It sure sounds like trouble. I suspect myself I could be the murderer. There you go, Ku. You cannot eliminate yourself as a suspect. It's only rational. It has been a while. I haven't heard of this game before. Enjoying it so far? Yeah, the writing is pretty witty. The main character actually has a personality. He doesn't seem like a blank slate persona at all, which I always enjoy. You know, because you're able to... I don't really like self-insert protagonists very much. I prefer characters with, you know, background and personality. So, I like that. It sure sounds like trouble. Hell nah. You should see what we do in Honor Society. Really? Yes, Honor Society. Not only does he participate in it, he's the president. Okay! Didn't see that coming. Oh, did I not mention that he's literally good at everything? Athletics, academics, heck, probably even art. Suspect! Except sarcasm. That's the one area I trump him in. The only area. Oh, here comes the great Yahiko Ikari. Sure enough, a familiar shock of blonde hair pops up around the corner. Yahiko is beaming, but I notice that he's not holding a single sign-up page in his hand. Good day to you, my pitiful peasants. You've just arrived in time to witness my brilliant plan. Suspect art, exactly. Even everyone in chat could be a suspect. Oh man, gotta broaden our range of suspects. Technically, he was the one who came to us, but I stay silent. You see, I've decided to create my own club, a club worthy of my immeasurable greatness. In other words, he got rejected by all the other clubs. Oh boy. You're making a club? Good for you. I know, I'm gonna call it the Happy Club, and it'll be comprised of minions who follow my every bidding. I think we've just witnessed the creation of the shadiest club on campus. We'll start by taking over the school, then Isamu, then Japan, then the entire world. Well, at least he doesn't lack ambition. And once my mansion on the moon is built, we will have dominion over the universe itself. But he does like brains. What you guys talking about, all secret-like? Nothing. We were just talking about how we haven't gone to GFC in a while. As completely unconvincing as this excuse is, she successfully turns Masato's attention to food. GFC? I like the way you think, Rui. I'm a Floridian, we don't know art. Come on, man, you know that. He looks like a prick. Yeah, he does seem kind of like an asshole, but he's got personality, so, you know. Suspect, track, class, and school. Whew. Soon, you know what, Ku, I think you're still thinking too small. We gotta mimic Yahiko here and expand to the, you know, Japan, the world, maybe even the universe. We better go now, before the dinner rush starts. He marches off, humming cheerily, as Yahiko blathers on about how amazing his new club will be. Great cover. I know. Totally inconspicuous. Just as inconspicuous as the time you wore a kimono. Of course she'd bring that up. She's got the dirt. You want to get tickled? You wouldn't dare. Whenever you mention anything about kimonos, I feel a sudden urge to tickle the nearest person, so she must be terrible against tickle attacks. We'd better get going. We should follow Masato and Yahiko. To GFC! Yeah! She speeds away before I have the chance to stop her. History Channel told me so. It's an alien. He chuckled to himself. As we make our way to the lively shopping area a few blocks away from campus, a couple of details catch my attention. There's endless posters and billboards plastered with faces of politicians with broad, candid smiles, claiming in bold letters, "Back to prosperity, the recession is over, and do more with more," upon scrolling tablets and giant projected screens. That's normal. There's the smoker and his buddy, the random drunkard, the group of tourists clutching electronic pamphlets titled, "Welcome to the glorious metropolis of Isamu," while taking pictures in front of every possible location. And most of all, the ordinary Isamuite, proper walking down... Let me try that again. And most of all, the ordinary Isamuite, power walking down sidewalks with resumes clutched in their hopeful hands. Got it. That's also normal. Everything is normal. Completely normal. So, why do I feel so uneasy? Maybe it's the skyscrapers. I've never liked them. They're too tall, and I always get the impression that they're watching me. Not like guardians, either. Not some benevolent force that's watching over the city. More like staring, waiting for the right moment to strike. Big Brother is watching. And then there's the smog. That terrible musky pollution that sits on my skin like a coat of hard mud. Every breath is disgusting, but every breath is necessary. I hate this city. I really, really do. Too bad that there's nothing better. Not really. Too bad that Isamu has always been the best, if not only, option. Pay attention, you idiot! I'm startled out of my thoughts by Masato grabbing my arm and yanking me out of the street. Did you not see that red light? Red means stop. And stop means your velocity reaches 0. You could have been run over by a truck. Despite myself, I'm touched by their concern. I'm fine. Let's go. After eyeing me for a long moment, Yahiko shrugs and bounds to the GFC's automatic doors, activating the motion sensor with a flourish. Ladies first. Lady? Where? Right here. She slaps a hand on my shoulder with a cheery grin. Oh, good one. I really like Rui. You mean Yama's been a girl all this time? Oh, heavens no. That'd be really awkward. Why? Let's go have some chicken. Boy, I'm so hungry. Fried chicken. Mm-mm. And a little obvious. She quickly skips into GFC, leaving Masato thoroughly bewildered. I don't get it. Why is it awkward? Beats me. Actually, I'm pretty sure I have a good idea, but there's no way I'm bringing it up. Look, are we having chicken or not? Okay, so he's not even an oblivious fool. Of course we are. What do you take me for? Yachiko can't be a suspect, but I would die if Yachiko was the suspect. But also playing Yachiko is still suspect. I'm very confused by this coup. Well, good thing that neither he nor Yahiko are very perceptive, even. Without further ado, we enter GFC. General Fried Chicken. I thought it probably was a KFC rip, but I wasn't sure. Okay. Has always been a favorite of students from the academy. Oh, sorry, I hit the microphone. Hope that didn't destroy everyone's ears. It's fast, it's cheap, and it's within walking distance. It's also pretty nice considering that it's a fast food outlet. The tables are clean, the walls are lined with cushioned booths, and the red and beige paint slathered on the wall seems fresh and pristine. For some reason, the smell of heavy grease and oil is overbearing. Or rather, for some, not for some reason. For obvious reasons. For us, it's the smell of pure heaven. Ugh, this place smells like death. Well, most of us. Weren't you the one in such a hurry to come in? Fried chicken. Shut up. After we order and pick up our chicken, we slip into the nearest booth. Masato rifles through his wallet, a frown crossing his lips. Damn, Doe's cocky. I have no clue what he just said. What? Thankfully, no one else seems to know either. I'm glad it's not just me. Masato is slightly startled, as if he hadn't noticed we were there. Nothing. So, how was class? That's pretty suspicious, but we all decide to let it pass. We're nice like that. Pretty good, but I don't know anyone in my class. What, are they giving you a hard time? What? Nothing like that. It's just, you guys are a year older, and Akira's in a different class this year. I'm sure you'll make truckloads of friends. Yeah, you're almost as charming as me. Thanks, guys. Despite the cheery exchange, I noticed there's a shadow to Rui's eyes. Are you talking about Yahiko? Or are you talking about the main character, Ku? She definitely should have a lot of friends. She's likable, warm, fun, and talented. But for reasons unknown, she chooses to spend most of her time with me, a useless cynic, and Akira, an optimist with a few screws loose. I always wanted to ask why, but a small part of me is afraid that the moment I bring it up, she'll realize it and leave. No, I need to do this. It's the least I can do. Okay, Yahiko. Gotcha. He is, after all, magnificent. Why don't you hang out with your classmates? The words come out a lot harsher than I intended, but Rui doesn't even seem to be offended. Her expression darkens, but it's one of anger, not hurt. I don't want to hang around people like them. Why not? They're a bunch of fakes. All they do is judge me, or others in the class, or even one another. They're not outright mean, but I don't like it when people talk behind my back. And they pick on this shy girl in our class for no reason. It's stupid. You really hate them, don't you? Not really, but we don't get along. She picks idly at her chicken. The air feels somber and heavy. High school drama. I don't miss it at all. Hey, you know what we need? A competition. Now's not the time to be bringing up a competition, Masato. Actually, that's a good idea. It is? Wait, what? She's never said that before. Generally because Masato's never come up with any good ideas. Wait, I thought he was good at everything. You're contradicting yourself. I'll have to sit this one out, or it won't even be a contest. So, you and me? Or rather, you and me, Yama. No thanks. You don't even know what it is. Fine, what is it? Who can eat the most? Triple S's in the shortest amount of time. So, from how Masato, was immediately jumping to encouraging Rui when she mentioned her lack of friends in class, and then when, Yama suggested that she hang out with people in her class, and clearly she doesn't really think much of them, and he immediately tried to cheer her up by suggesting this contest. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but maybe Masato has a crush on Rui. Maybe he's just that kind of person, but maybe he has a thing for her. Something to keep in mind. No thanks. Hey! The Triple S Hot Wings at GFC is the most infamous menu item, an order of blindingly spicy wings. I don't particularly feel like disabling my mouth forever, thanks. High school evil and suspect. Oops. I skipped it. Rui wants to watch. I glance at Rui. The prospect of watching a competition does seem appealing to her, probably because she can make fun of the stupidity of it all. Well, if it'll cheer up Rui... Gosh, I need serious help. Fine, you're paying though. Ugh. Never fear, the generous Yahiko Ikari shall bestow you with the necessary funds. He shells some cash to Masato, who takes it with a nod of thanks. So is he rich or just stupid? Boy, this'll be fun. For me. I can't believe I'm actually doing this. Why not? You mean, why wouldn't I want to participate in a competition that could potentially ruin my mouth and traumatize me forever? Yeah, exactly. Sensible. Yeah, why not? This guy. Sometimes I wonder if he's trying to be this, well, stupid. Probably rich. Yeah, I was thinking maybe, but I'm sure we'll find out. Oh yeah! Masato returns and slides 2 platters of triple S let me try that again. Triple S hot wings to the center of the table. Now remember, every good competition needs a good audience. Let me hear it from Team Kuragane. Woo! Hey Rui, why ain't you cheering? Huh? I'm, in character as an audience member who's cheering for Yama. Pshaw, you and your drama club. Fine, give it up for Team Ishimoto. Yeah! Everyone in the restaurant drops into silence and stares at us. I elbow her in the ribs, feeling a flush creep up my cheeks. Stop that. What? I'm in character. Damn it, Rui's too cute. Sure you are. Okay, whatever. Let's get going. We lean forward, hands just a hair away from the tray, as Rui looks on with an expectant smile. 3, 2, 1, go! Masato immediately starts shoveling hot wings into his mouth, but I take a few moments to gather myself before I take a bite. The chicken seems to explode in my mouth, sending streaks of fire down my tongue. I cough violently and gulp down some water. This is my competition voice, guys. This was a terrible idea! Woohoo! You mustn't fail me, marvelous minion! Oh, everyone's actually watching. Hey, you gotta cheer for Yama, or it isn't any fun. But now that I've noticed, it's kind of embarrassing. Gee, thanks. It's not like I'm doing this for you or anything. Baka! Grimacing, I shove down the remainder of the wing into my mouth and spit it out. The meat burns down my esophagus and simmers in my stomach. Come on, Yama needs his cheering squad. Rip, ree! Kick him in the knee! Rip, ras! Kick him in the other knee! Go, Sato! Go, Sato! Masato spits out his bones onto the platter. 3 wings down already, and I've just started my second. For some reason, that makes me feel unusually competitive. Woo! You got this! You're beating him! Ice cream soda! Banana split! We think your team's full of... Shift to the left! Shift to the right! Stand up! Sit down! Fight! As she finishes her chant and quickly turns away to hide her embarrassment, I barely work through one more mouthful of fried chicken before giving up. There has to be another way. Yeah! 5th wing down! Keep going! Go, Yama. My eyes land on an innocuous packet sticking from beneath the chicken bucket. GFC hot sauce. Well, desperate times call for desperate measures. While Masato reaches for the 6th wing, I surreptitiously rip off the end of the hot sauce packet and squirt it over his platter. He only smirks at me. Ha! It's gonna take more than a little ketchup to win. He bites triumphantly into the wing. Oh, that's no ketchup. He freezes. I swear that steam is coming out of his ears. It's GFC's signature hot sauce. Ah! Hot! A desperate Masato launches over the booth and sprints to the soda machine. Wait. That was cheating! Is it cheating if there weren't any rules in the first place? Either way, it was pretty dirty. Poor Masato. She looks pointedly at Masato, who's slowly dragging himself back to the booth, while chugging a huge cup of water. I feel a slight tinge of guilt at his suffering, but Rui's obviously improved mood makes it worth it. This ain't the end. He keels over the table, somehow managing to continue drinking from his cup. Oh! That reminds me of the latest episode of Gover Mecker? Of what? You mean, you haven't heard of Gover Mecker? Do you have to yell so loudly? Honestly, I'm surprised we haven't been kicked out for causing a public disturbance yet. But one cannot help but yell at the epicness of Governmecker! Okay, fine, what is it? It's this web series that a that a couple of my hallmates made. Remember? Over the summer? Oh yeah, I saw you running around wearing a long blonde wig or something. Great, that's a mental image I'm not getting out of my head anytime soon. Yeah, it's about the President of the United States. Well, it's called Akirima in our web series. Isn't that clever? Haha. Fighting over, or rather other politicians to defend his country. So it's like a political drama? No rules, fair game. You're one of those types, huh, Kualter? Judging from the American singularity, though, you know, that seems about right. No way, dude, that's boring. They battle it out in giant robots. The president's is in red, white, and blue. It even has an eagle motif and everything. That sounds like the stupidest thing I've ever heard. That sounds like the coolest thing I've ever heard! Is he for real? Of course! I'm headlining the main event. I'm the president's aide. If you're the president's aide, you're a side character. You're not the lead. Huh. Really? You're 2.7k subs now? I am? I know that I got a huge boost, actually, GLHF, from the, from the fake Go content I've been doing. Particularly the schedule video, like, people really seem to enjoy that, which, if you guys sub, you know, thank you very much, of course. I, for one, am proud of you. You finally found your calling, being a background character. I know, right? I'm gonna be a star! Ladies and gentlemen, meet the physical manifestation of the saying, ignorance is bliss. Episodes are all up on the website. Just search the title, Governmecker, and you're set. Okay, guys. This calls for us to do just that. We're gonna go to Google. Governmecker. Bam. Wait, is there actually a YouTube video of this? There's a Lucid9 OST track called Governmecker. Okay. Alright. Okay, anyway, that was unexpected. Not actually gonna click on that, but anyway. Back to the game, yes. Episodes are all up on the website. Just search the title Governmecker and you're all set. We'll have to check it out. Are you serious? How else will I know how to viciously badmouth it? I can't decide whether to be offended or impressed. Why not both? Hey, you two listening? Sorry, what? Nah, I was just saying I gotta go back. It's a Steam achievement too? Okay. I like it. I like it. I'm Ireland's Child of Light because I'm a berserker. That is factual. I briefly checked my phone. 6:10 p.m. Also Masato's curfew. Yeah, he has this thing where he goes to bed at 9:30 sharp every night. Just one more way that he's completely crazy. Disciplined, but crazy. Still, it's best to honor that. The only thing worse than a normal Masato trying to drag me into track is a grumpy Masato trying to drag me into track. And let's go. We head out of the restaurant and back to the academy right as the sun starts to set. It's kind of a ritual to walk with him, even though I don't live at the dorms anymore. I live in an apartment within walking distance. But since there's nothing and no one waiting for me in my apartment, I kinda just go wherever they go. So despite his cynical attitude, he seems like he's pretty close to these people. In particular, Rui, probably. Maybe it's because our stomachs are full, but we're still completely silent on the way back. It's a comfortable silence, but still silence, and that means thinking. Overthinking, unfortunately. I almost jump as I see a group of 3 policemen race by on the opposite side of the street, approaching sirens, piercing the air with incessant wailing, directing our attention to... Oh no. Whoa. A wave of nausea washes over me. The front of a city bus is crumpled against the back of a pickup truck. Thin trails of smoke mix with the pungent smell of burnt rubber and scrap metal. The scene is surrounded by a unit of police cars and a fire truck, along with a crowd of shaken people along the sidewalk. How awful. At least they all look okay. We can't do anything about it. Let's go. Masato and Yahiko nod hesitantly, but Rui only stares thoughtfully at me. I stare at her. She tilts her head. I shrug. This seems to help her come to a decision, as she suddenly turns to Masato and Yahiko with a very convincing smile. Hey Masato, Yahiko, why don't you guys head on back? I got something to do really quick. Masato opens his mouth, clearly confused, but Yahiko elbows him in the side and shakes his head ever so slightly. Wait, Yahiko picked up on something? What? Say, we better get back before your curfew. Hold your horses, I was gonna ask... Come on, peasant! Your king commands it! With a final wave, Yahiko drags Masato down the street. Rui turns her attention to me. 3 more suspects. How long are you going to keep playing this game? Because I have to go to class in a little bit. 3 more suspects. I'm probably going to go for about 2 hours. My throat's already starting to bother me a little bit, but about 45 more minutes probably. But this will be up on my channel as a VOD that you can watch a bit later. So if you miss anything, if you have to go to class or anything, don't worry about it. It will be up later. You can just watch whatever you missed. So, keep note when you summon me, I may betray you. Oh no, I'm going to feed you way too many EXP cards, Goo. Rui turns her attention to me. I'm inviting myself over. Gee, thanks. That's what friends are for. Despite the smirk on her face, I catch her glancing at the ruined bus. I can't find it in me to argue with her. Sure, I guess. So, were his parents killed in an accident or something, maybe? We switch our route to a different street, remaining silent as we pass by 3 more police officers. Okay, have a good one, Koo. We reach Myriad Apartments without much difficulty. It's a pretty decent place at a low price. A lot of Academy students are known to live here due to its close proximity to the campus. Never mind, I won't betray you then. Good dog. Do a lot of students live here? Yeah, why? Well, what if someone sees us? I don't want them to get the wrong idea. I feel a little uneasy as I remove my shoes. Judging from the blush on her face, it's less she's worried about a ruined reputation, and more that she's trying to cover up certain feelings. Feelings that I'm not ready to deal with. Don't worry, I'm sure they just think you're one of my guy friends. I don't even look like a boy. I only smirk at her as I flop on the sofa. This is the place I know as home sweet home. Simple furniture, random pieces of clothing here and there, and a basic kitchen crammed into the corner. Not too fancy, but not shabby in the slightest. Comfortable. Rui doesn't seem to feel the same way. She gives everything a disapproving look as she proceeds through the apartment. I think this place has gotten messier. So sue me. Can I actually? I mean, judging by the background, it looks pretty spick and span to me, but sure. No. She looks over me for a moment, and something in her expression shifts. So, that bus. I sigh noisily and close my eyes. Can we talk about something else? You hungry? Huh? I can make some omelets. Isn't that a breakfast food? And didn't you just eat fried chicken? Instead of replying, I hear the rhythmic patter of footsteps against the carpet. In a few minutes, there's a clack-clack of a knife against a chopping board, the gentle sizzle of oil in a frying pan, and the tick-tick-tack of chopsticks whipping against a bowl of eggs. A heavenly aroma rises in the air. Rui? At the lack of response, I open my eyes. It takes a little effort, but I manage to pull myself up and head to the kitchen. Rui. I stop short. Rui zeroed in on the stove, sprinkling ham and cheese over a bubbling layer of egg, and humming a catchy little tune. The apron tied around her waist should be way too big for her, but somehow it looks perfect. Wait, this is Rui. Rui Hayata. Get a grip, Yama. Get a grip. No, it's too late. Welcome home, honey. You must be starving. I prepared dinner just for you. So he's fantasizing about her, I guess. Wow, I'm so lucky for marrying such a wonderful woman. Not to mention, adorable. Oh, sweetie, I'm the lucky one. Look at your chiseled jaw, your beautiful eyes. I'm not the one who's a work of art, baby. Hee hee. Well, why don't you have a seat, pumpkin? Dinner's almost served. I simply can't wait to taste your delicious food, Angel. What would you prefer, darling? Dinner, a bath, or me? Oh, sugar! We both know the answer to that question. What am I seeing? It is what it is, Koo. In that case, love, the first course will be... your lips. My fist! Kabow! Immediately I jerked back to reality, the terrible vision dissipating into thin air. Well, that escalated quickly. I don't even want to know what would bring such a terrible image to mind. Rui and me, married? I shudder on the inside. We're seeing a delusion? Are we playing Chaos Head? Not that she's, well, bad or anything. We understand each other more than anyone else. But then we'd have to be in a romantic relationship. Romance in high school was just... well, we could end up losing our friendship entirely. Which would suck. True words. And this is 99.9999% likely, given my great luck. Crap, what am I even thinking about? Back to reality. I'm going to leave again in a minute, and okay, it was an illusion, good. Okay, you take it easy, Goo. What are you making? Oh, omelets. Are you sure? She nudges me in the side, but she's smiling. Plate, please. Huh? Plate, idiot. Yeah, your majesty. We keep things light and teasing as I reach into a cabinet and pass a plate to Rui. She freezes slightly when my shoulder brushes against hers, but I pretend not to notice. Just what the doctor ordered. One premium plate, imported directly from the mystical land of Denmark. I graciously accept this offering, O humble servant. May there be lasting peace between our countries. She deftly slides the omelet onto the plate in one fluid motion, dipping into a slight curtsy as I dig in. The delectable flavor of mozzarella, cheddar, ham, and mushrooms explodes in my mouth. That is a delicious sounding omelet, holy shit. I want eggs now. Am I in heaven? Rui beams proudly. That good? As if an angel made it herself. Oh wait, one did. Oh, you're getting cheesy here, Yama. Sometimes, I swear that there's someone else in this head of mine. They're called the writers. It's delicious. The genuine, heart-rending smile that spreads across her face makes my stomach sink. That's not the kind of smile you make when you're complimented on your cooking by a friend. Just a friend, that is. So, is it that he just doesn't know how to deal with her feelings? Like, he's afraid that he'll lose her, so he keeps pushing her away? Like, that's the impression I get. Bye, Koo. You have a good one. She looks like she could jump over the moon. That kind of shining, beautiful smile that's only made when the smiler is utterly happy, and completely ignorant that they're utterly happy. I want her to be happy, but false hopes. It's just too cruel. Maybe there's something I can do to put her down without hurting her. Hey, Rui. Do you ever think that maybe we hang out too much? What? Gentle. Be gentle. Be the gentlest human being on Earth. Except the thing I'm quite possibly worst at is being gentle. Oh, I don't want to see this. I like Rui. You know, high school is the time to explore. Especially since we're getting ready for university. So, maybe we should be spending time just, looking at other things. Going to events. Stuff like that. You're telling me that you're going to an event? With people? I'm saying that we shouldn't be together so often. Her face immediately falls. Partly. I'd say that it's partly because he's not sure if he's romantically attracted or just a close friend. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Damn it. I already know that my words have hit harder than I've intended. After all, pretty much all I've been doing for the past 10 years has been hanging out. We were each other's only constant, amidst new locations, new schools, new friends. That one firm foundation that's there until the end of time. If you separated Rui from Yama and Yama from Rui, I'm not sure what you would find. To have me, who's always been relying on her, leeching off of her, suggests that he wants to go his own way and do his own thing. Well, it's awfully short-sighted and ungrateful. But I guess that's what I am, really, because I'm too scared that Rui will truly, honestly end up falling in love with me. Not that I have any clue why she would, but insurance. Insurance is key. Look, I appreciate this, but I'm not a kid anymore, you know? I can take care of myself just fine. That's not true. Like, I know the place needs a good cleaning. I don't need someone else to tell me. I attempt to soften the blow as much as I can. I like hanging out with you. But when it comes to this point, I think, I'm so sorry, Yama. I didn't mean to offend you. You... what? I wasn't trying to replace her. I freeze. A sudden pain fills my lungs, like I'm breathing in fire. My vision spins for a moment, and... no, I fight it. Then it's gone. My knees suddenly go weak, and I stagger forward, quickly catching myself on the couch. Rui rushes forward, but I quickly throw out a hand. This? You see this? You're being a burden now. The words are too harsh. I regret them as soon as they slip out. Can you just let me think right now? It's what I've always said whenever I want to be alone. Well and truly alone. The need to think has nothing to do with it, and Rui knows this. I'll be right out. Goodbye. To make her feel this way is despicable. The back of my mind congratulates me with a wry, well, you got what you wanted. She'll make some other friends now. I silently watch Rui as she slips on her shoes and abruptly fixes me with a pleading look. See you tomorrow? Because she wants to know that everything will be okay. Because she wants everything to return to normal. I should go the whole way. I should say, no, probably not. Or maybe, we'll see. Instead, I send an automatic smile. Yeah. See ya, Rui. Have a good night, Yama. Huh. So he's too afraid to push her away completely, though. So, just keeping her at a distance, but not too far and not too close. He just doesn't know where he wants her to be, it seems. The relief in her voice is palpable as she closes the door behind her. It takes everything in me to stop me from catching up to her and offering to walk her back. Why is it then when it really comes down to it, I can't even push people away properly? Given my prickly personality, I would have thought that I could at least do that. Guess not, though. Guess it's another thing to add to the list of things Yama can't do. I kind of wonder if there's anything that's not on that list. I sit up, kneading at the tense knots in my shoulders. Technically, I need to study tonight, but before that, I should try to wind down. Oh. Okay, we have a choice. I don't know how much choices affect anything in this game. I don't know if there are multiple routes, if there's multiple endings, or if it's just sort of like a main narrative where you can end up on like a bad path and just lead to dead ends, or how it goes. But watch Governmecker or read a book. Governmecker by default, because it amuses me. Okay, boot up the computer. Open the browser. Governmecker. There we are. I am Jay Graves, the President. Many oppose me and my choices, so I must deal with their resistance the only way I know how. Watch Givermecker. Yeah, I'm with you, Mexican Link. Governmecker, mobilize! The screen explodes into action as a teen in an oversized suit leaps off a building, landing in a flashy somersault into the open palm of a giant robot. The decisions early on don't matter too much. You actually haven't watched Governmecker! How could you resist, GLHF? The robot lights up and strikes a pose with notedly jerky movements, as if animated by stop motion. The beginnings of an admittedly catchy opening song are abruptly cut short with a sudden chanting. Give us AX President San! We want AX President San! And suddenly, President J. Graves is on the ground, his giant robot pet nowhere in sight. Strange. Was that a dream sequence, or just bad editing? The president turns around. The camera pans out to reveal that he's standing in the broad field of wheat, reminiscent of old samurai movies. At the other end stands a guy in some hideous recreation of 3 different cosplays. Swirl-eyed glasses perched on the end of his nose, and a flannel headband embroidered with a giant heart wrapped around his unkempt hair. What business have you with the fine country of Akarima? The guy lowers his picket sign, which is half English, half in Japanese, and steps forward, pushing his glasses up on his nose. Boku no name is Otakubu, rather. Keep it memorized, nay, President-san? Speak English, heathen! I am no gaijin! You have no appreciation of foreign culture! Because I chose to study instead. What are we watching? We are watching the ultimate in animation, GLHF. Governmecker. Culture! Yes! Yes, Japan! Yes, Japan! Anime! Yes, Japan! Anime! Manga! Yes, Japan! Anime! Manga! Sushi! Yes, Japan! Anime! Manga! Sushi! They are the world's Ichiban! Ha! Akarima needs none of your poison! It needs righteous gatherings! It needs righteous gatherings! Hunting! Barbecues! Country fairs and extreme sports and golf clubs! None of these weeaboo shenanigans! Wait, aren't you Japanese? Boku wa double weeaboo, of course! A weeaboo of American culture, who are weeaboos for Japanese culture. Why, that's genius! Otakubu thrusts his picket sign up to the sky. Of course it is! Our glorious Nippon is genius! Land of the rising sun! Did you hear Code Geass is getting a season 3? I haven't watched Code Geass at all, but no, I did not hear that. I am interested in watching some Code Geass, though, so I need to do that. Even more so, just getting even more of it. Approve our Anime Expo, President-san, and no blood will be spilled. Ha! Over my dead body. Then over your dead body it will have to be! He reaches into his backpack, which is blanketed with stickers of various anime figures, and throws a long rectangular pillow at President Graves. The wheel of fate is turning! In a poorly green-screened sequence, the pillow begins to transform into a giant doll in a Lolita dress with a wig of luscious purple hair pulled tight over its head. If I squint, I can see that its face is dolled with an exaggerated blush, eyeliner, and lipstick. It's an atrocity to the eyes. No! Don't you dare hurt my Daringu! Crunchyroll has it? Okay, cool. I did not realize that. I may have to endure the endless ads of Crunchyroll to check that out. Yes! Hold him, my waifu! President Graves flails his arms in a struggle, but the doll grips him tightly. An easy task, considering that it's roughly 3 times his height. President Graves stares in disbelief at the towering femme fatale, which languidly blinks back at him with 2 looming painted eyeballs. What sort of shenanigan is this? My waifu! The very best, like no one ever was. Moe of the highest level. Oh my god, the references. In a sudden burst of energy, President Graves throws the doll off of him. Waifu, Moe, this is Akarima! He reaches into his oversized suit and pulls out a trumpet from nowhere, playing a very out-of-tune military revuée. They, the people, need no waifu. Blasphemer! They need a true Akimen? No. Akirimen hero. I cannot say that. Captain Akirima! Mobilize! The field backdrop crumples to pieces as a teenage guy in his skin-tight wetsuit bursts onto the scene, swinging a people... Okay. One moment. Okay. The backdrop crumples to pieces as a teenage guy in a skin-tight wetsuit bursts onto the scene, swinging a pizza pan spray-painted in red, white, and blue. Chugging behind him is the president's mech in all its red, white, and blue with an eagle motif glory, still animated in awkward stop motion. For liberty and freedom of speech! He leaps into President Graves' mech. Why isn't the president using it himself? And promptly pulverizes the waifu into the ground. Then he suddenly stops, one fist of the mech still raised high in the air. Wait! If Akarima has freedom of speech, shouldn't Otakubu be able to hold an anime Why are you thinking? Public school should have whipped you by now! Oh, right! With a casual shrug, the mech hoists Otakubu over its head, spins him around a handful of times, and hurls him upward. Otakubu is blasting off again! He disappears with a twinkle into the distant sky. President Graves nods triumphantly, clapping the dismounting Captain Akarima on the back with a steady hand. Good night, Akarima. May you sleep in peace. His phone gives a gentle trill as the credits begin to roll. Hello? Hey girlfriend, you need to totally get over here. There's this big meeting and people want you. Thank you, assistant. Farewell. Bye-bye. The phone clicks shut and... Wait. Was that Yahiko's voice? Okay. I'd say I picked the wrong voice for that one. He did say that he was the president's aide. I'm never gonna let him live this down. Well, it's time to study. I dig through my backpack and crack open a few books. This year will probably be really intense, with the entrance exam coming up and all. Might as well do a little work. It'll be more of a pain to deal with nagging teachers than the work itself. After engrossing myself for a time, I check on the clock. It's 11. Good enough. Maybe I should just apologize to Rui tomorrow. I indulge myself in our friendship. Let everything go back to normal. Selfish of me again. But maybe this time, I should just be selfish. Why is it so bright outside? Why is it already 8:30? I leap to my feet, scrambling to pull all my clothes on and tear out the door. It's kind of a weird thing. I'm not even a good student. In fact, I'm pretty much every teacher's nightmare. Being in a rush to get to school isn't like me. Maybe it's because there's a difference between choosing to ditch and ditching by accident. One is your conscious decision, the other is not. Highly descriptive, I know. I'm told that my essays are a joy to read. By the time I actually enter the classroom, it's already 8:42 a.m. The teacher glances at me from his periphery, but surprisingly enough, he doesn't try to humiliate me. In fact, he doesn't make a single comment. It's as if I wasn't late at all. Elizabeth, on the other hand, is wearing a prominent glare as I slip into my seat. She keeps her mouth shut, but her face radiates with disapproval. Yahiko nudges my foot and gestures frantically. Dude! His voice spits out in a hurried whisper. I lean over to hear what he has to say. What? Of all days to be late, you had to choose today? What, was there a pop quiz? There was a pop quiz? I'll take that as a no. Dude, I'm talking about that cutie over there. You missed her intro earlier. He gestures vaguely to the back of the classroom. I sneak a peek when I'm sure that the teacher isn't looking. I find a girl sitting by the window, head delicately turned against the slender fingers as she examines something in the distance. In ordinary circumstances, I might have thought of her to be gorgeous. After all, she matches the idea of a traditional beauty to a T. Oh. Sorry about that. Got an alert on my phone. I've started to get into a little bit of stock trading, and an order I placed has been sent through. Yay. Alright. After all, she matches the idea of a traditional beauty to a T, silky hair, porcelain skin, delicate lips, the whole 9 yards. But instead, I only find myself thinking, what the hell? Promptly followed by, who, what, when, where, why, how? Very intelligible, I know. But how else am I supposed to react when an old friend who I haven't seen in ages just randomly walks back into my life? Oh, of course, it's someone he knows. Not only that, but as a transfer student to my school, on the very last year I happened to be there. Her eyes snap to mine, but before I can see her reaction, I quickly whip back to the front of the classroom. Maybe I'm seeing things. Maybe it's not really her. There's no way it can be her. Right? Reluctantly, I tune my hearing back to the teacher, who seems to be in a very enthusiastic rant about technology. Surprise, surprise. This generation is wasting away from being glued to dead pixels every waking moment. Well, today I'm not having any of those newfangled contraptions. We're returning to the trusty pen and paper. As the class erupts into groans, he scribbles 3 words on the board with his stylus. Your dream job. They just won't give us a break, will they? Furthermore, the teacher's deactivated our tablets and is currently handing out sheets of lined paper. Handwriting? Really? Yes! What an atrocity. As Yahiko passes the stack of paper to me, he leans in close. So what do you think? I think I'm tired of writing about my non-existent future. Huh? I was talking about the new girl. Oh, right, the new girl. Was her name Misaki Kazehaya by any chance? How'd you know? So it really is her. I never thought I would see her again, much less in my own classroom. Oh, I know. You must have some sort of psychic ability. What? I mean, how else could you have known her name? Can you read her mind, too? What does she think of me? How we came to that conclusion is beyond me. Nevertheless, this seems like an excellent opportunity to screw with him. It'd be a shame not to. I press my fingers to my temples, pretending to tune into Misaki's thoughts. Ah, oh, I see. What? She has a huge crush on you. Really? But, what? Yahiko shakes his leg impatiently as I pause. Can you stop thinking for a second? I keep getting interference. Huh? Oh, sorry. He scrunches his face in concentration. Now you're thinking of not thinking. Whoa, you really can read minds. You doubt my abilities? No, I just... Shh! I'm getting something! Yahiko clamps his mouth shut. I rub my temples, mumbling under my breath. Hum num na, hum num na, hum num na. It seems she has a crush on you, but she doesn't think that you have the courage to talk to her. Yahiko puffs out his chest, as if he were presented with a challenge. Ha! As if anything can deter the great Yahiko Ikari from approaching such a beauty. Yahiko, this is a prompt... excuse me. Yahiko, this is a writing prompt, not a discussion prompt. Focus on your assignment. Right. Sorry, Teach. He immediately regains his composure and starts scribbling messily on his composition paper. That was oddly quick. Why not think, have you met her before? I take a quick glance around. My classmates are hunched over their desks, some writing furiously, some staring awkwardly into space. The most avid one is Elizabeth, who's already on the second page, lips moving furtively as her arm blurs down her paper. I'm not surprised. She retains this naive belief that she can actually control her future. I can't wait for life to prove her wrong. Wow. Misaki, on the other hand, has completely thrown away any pretense of studiousness, choosing to text under the desk with one hand while simultaneously pretending to write with the other. That's pretty impressive, actually. I take a quick pinch on the arm to check my state of consciousness. Not dreaming, apparently. It's Misaki Kazuhaya in flesh. 5 minutes! Right, the assignment. What did the teacher say? Dream job? Write 1 page? I stare at the prompt on the screen as if it'll provide an answer. I don't want to deal with this. I deftly set my pencil to paper and scribble my response. 1 page. Oh god, what a smartass. Oh, I just lost all respect for this guy. Oh god. As morning classes slug on, I feel a very prominent gaze burning into the back of my head. I refuse to turn around, trying to piece together my thoughts. Should I approach her, or not? When the bell rings, Yahiko immediately tugs on my sleeve, his face shining. Okay, so we will go for another 15 minutes, or until this scene ends, whichever comes first. Because my throat is starting to really kill me. 2 hours. Here we go. Dude, I'm gonna talk to her. Who? The new girl, of course. She must be the shy princess type, waiting for Prince Charming to sweep her off her feet. Who better than me to make her dream come true? I think you mean Nightmare. Well, good luck with that. You're not coming? Why would I? Surely Yahiko Ikari wouldn't be suggesting that he needs help from me. To learn, of course. I worry for you, my man. You may end up a spinster your whole life. You haven't snagged a single date in all the time I've known you. Well, neither of you, but I won't mention that. Or the fact that spinsters are exclusively female. So, are you coming? I am, I guess. At the very least, this will be a chance for me to see what kind of person she's become. Yahiko swaggers over to the side of Misaki's desk, expertly raising a single eyebrow as he flips his hair out of his face. He reminds me of, Sonohara from Clannad. Why, hello there. I brace myself for a slap or a headlock in response. But Misaki only tilts her head quietly to the side, regarding him with a single arched eyebrow. Can I help you? This appears to fluster Yahiko for a moment. Thankfully, he's not the school's best Casanova for nothing, which honestly really tells you something about the quality of our Casanovas. That was a brilliant response. Oh, it's so smart-assy. GLHF even. I mean, it is very witty, but oh my god. Actually, yes, do you have a map? Because before he can even finish that sentence, Misaki's fingers whip around to her phone with ease of long practice. In 3 seconds flat, she's pulled the campus map onto her screen and shoved it in front of his face. Here, where in particular are you looking for? Wait. Oh, are you also a transfer student? What? That certainly would make much more sense. I was just thinking, it's a little strange that a student would be asking me for directions since I just transferred here. But I should have realized. You must feel the instant connection of a fellow transfer student. When did you come here? Wait, this is a big misunderstanding. I'm trying to hit on you! Oh, I see. A 7 out of 10. Huh? I rated your approach. You didn't even introduce yourself. You're right! How careless of me! I'm the one and only Yahiko Ikari. Surely you've heard of me. I highly doubt that. You wouldn't, by chance, happen to be the Yahiko Ikari from Governmecker? Oh god. She knows Governmecker. The president's aide. That Yahiko Ikari? Yahiko's chest practically doubles in size. Wait, what? Indeed I am! Are you by any chance a fan? The biggest! I really enjoy the political satire, and the music is just amazing. Have we been watching the same show? Did you know that our patter tag is one of the top trending? And Isamu Times has us listed as a viral phenomenon. A viral for what reasons? Well, that must be a different story. Congrats! I was sure that it would become a big hit. But of course, even the stars themselves are no match for any Kari. Or the moon. Oh yeah, guess what my next dream is? Is it to build a vacation home on the moon? Yes! A vacation home! Oh my god. She's totally going along with it. I wonder what would happen if you jumped on a trampoline while on the moon. How high could you go? I don't know, but I'm definitely going to test it. They're on the same wavelength! Yahiko and Misaki are new besties, apparently, which is nothing short of absolutely terrifying. Meanwhile, I'm being completely ignored. Maybe she doesn't recognize me? Hey, Miki. She tilts her head in my direction, eyes bright. Hi. Do I know you? Wait, what? She doesn't remember? Come to think of it, she hasn't spared me a single word, or even a glance. She doesn't... How could she not? It's Yama Ishimoto. He's my minion. I'm sorry, I don't think we met. Oh, you've got to be kidding. Childhood friend, 4 years back, you, me, and Rui, we all hung out together. What? Total blankness. She's honestly forgot. Words start pouring out of my mouth as I frantically search for something to get a reaction out of her. We all lived in Seto, small town, 3 or 4 hours drive away. Yes? No? I'm sorry, I don't think... We all played together. We were inseparable. We met at that festival, the one with the lanterns. Misaki's expression gradually changes from polite to more and more skeptical. Of all the ways I imagined we'd reunite, this was definitely not at the top of the list. Do you really not remember? I'm really very sorry. This is odd. This can't be it. Rui and I bawled our eyes out after she left. We hovered by the phone for hours waiting for a single call. When nothing came, we even resorted to hovering by the mailbox, in the vain hopes that we received some snail mail. Is she saying that during that time, that 1 month which turned to 6, which turned to 1 year, which turned into 4 years, she'd just forgotten us? How could that be possible? Unless, by any chance, you haven't gotten into a tragic car accident and ended up with amnesia, have you? And that's why you haven't called in 4 years? She backs away slowly, eyeing me like I'm an insane psychopath. Okay, this is bad. This is really bad. I wore a kimono. You really don't remember? She stops at that, a flash of recognition catching her eyes. Got her. I wore a Goodbye Kitty kimono and ran around calling you a tooth fairy. Oh god. He might have said that a little too loud. You did? On second thought, I really should have talked to her with no one else in the classroom. I was a kid. But you wore a kimono and called her the Tooth Fairy? Well, yeah, but... How about time you admitted it, Yama? I'm struck speechless as the situation begins to dawn on me. You know who I am? Know you? How could I not? It's only been 4 years. Then you were... faking it, of course. Okay. Why were you pretending not to notice me earlier? I know you recognized me. Well, it's not every day you see an old friend who just decided to disappear one day. She stops at that, a flicker of irritation crossing her eyes at my cutting tone. It's not like I wanted to leave Seto, Yama. So why did you? My mother didn't leave me much of a choice. You mean Satomi? She nods. You could have at least told us you were moving. I couldn't. I wait for an elaboration, but it never comes. That's it? You just couldn't tell us. Why not? Do you mind if we talk about it later, Yama? I'm not very comfortable discussing it in class. I open my mouth to object, but something about Misaki's expression prevents me from pursuing the issue further. She genuinely seems distraught. Wait. Yama wore a Goodbye Kitty kimono and called Misaki the Tooth Fairy? Luckily, Yahiko manages to change the subject. I decide to play along for the time being. I was a little kid, dang it. All I hear are excuses. All excuses. It's not an excuse. There's a legitimate explanation. I somehow fell and got my yukata dirty, and it was at a festival, and we weren't very close to home, and Miki had an extra kimono. A Goodbye Kitty kimono? Yes. Somehow, having Yahiko mock me just makes the entire thing 10 times worse. I cast a half-pleading, half-indignant glare at Misaki, who only shrugs in response. It's not my fault you enjoy cross-dressing. I don't! If only I had a patter at the time, I would have taken a photo. Wait, so what's this patter you keep mentioning? Judging by the reactions I'm getting, I've just committed a huge faux pas. You don't know what a patter is? Where have you been living your whole life? Under a rock? Well, technically, that's what my name would imply. Oh, Yama, mountain, rock, okay. I think that's what Yama is, I believe. What, is it like the Secret Service database or something? Far more important, it's the most popular social networking website in today's society. Far more important, guys. I really question your priorities. Through Patter, you can share posts with 90 characters or less. It allows you to spread important news, demonstrate your support, provide instant feedback to questions, or blog about your day. I can't say anything because I tweeted about this stream on Twitter, so I'm a huge hypocrite. Governmecker got big because of Patter. As for me, I like to give updates on the progress of my day. Okay, fine, but does anybody actually care? A sudden deathly chill pervades the room. My second major faux pas of the day, apparently. People care. Are you sure? Because the way I see it, tapping 2 buttons doesn't exactly make you... They care! They care, damn it! Don't say anything, don't say nothing different till you pat yourself. Till you pat yourself. Don't say nothing? Intense Misaki? Wait, what? But the conversation grinds to a halt when Misaki's phone trills in her hand. She immediately regains her composure. Kazahaya speaking. Yes, understood. I'll be there in 5 minutes. She cuts the call short and shoves her phone into her pocket, looking me square in the eye. I must go. Duty calls. Duty? What kind of duty? My employer has a job for me. Job? Now? Wait. Or rather, what about? What about school? Oh, I'm sure they'll excuse this one. Let's talk again later, Yama. Oh, and make sure to bring Rui, okay? Goodbye. Definitely basically Twitter. And like a tornado stalking its next target, she blazes out of the room. I'm left completely dumbfounded with Yahiko, who's dancing around the room like he's just won his mansion on the moon. I have a fan! I have an actual fan! A real fan! I wonder how long it'll be before I can pledge her to my service as my first true minion. Ha ha! Alright, guys. I wordlessly leave him in a fantasy world of world domination and head to the cafeteria. And that is where we are going to end today's stream. Because my throat is giving up the ghost here. So, I've enjoyed Lucid9 a lot so far. I'm definitely going to be picking this up again. May stream more tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure about that. But we'll see. I will be streaming this, basically whenever I am going to live stream a visual novel for the foreseeable future. Like I mentioned earlier, told GLHF, I'll probably be doing the last bit of Danganronpa If pretty soon as well. I will be doing some more Fate Go pull videos coming up soon as well, because there's a servant I want to roll on. So there's some stuff coming up in the channel here shortly. So look for that if you are interested. And as always, thank you guys very much for watching. I'll see you all next time.